133 East Judson, the homestead of Jim and Lenore Nagel. Lenore and Tammy Kerrigan moved into this house in 1956 when she was pregnant with the fifth of their 6 children, Tommy.
I was just walking up and down the street, and I was remarking that how, when we were kids, these yards seemed so huge. We could have 10 people out here playing a football game, you know, and first downs and throwing the ball, and now they're so small, I can't believe it. Especially some of the ones down the street. They're very much smaller than they were, but that's because we're so much bigger, I guess. But the trees are gone, and the trees were so huge before, and now it's just a little front yard. And we used to have a huge yard, I thought.
What kind of trees?
Big cherry trees, 2 big cherry trees that just dominated. And now it doesn't even look like there's room enough to have 2 cherry trees there.
Which tree was yours?
My tree was the good tree in the back that had all the good cherries on it. And yours, Betty, was the little banana cigar tree that didn't have any cherries.
I thought my tree was this.
Oh, nice try. That was Kitty and Nancy.
No, the fire hydrant.
Oh, you might have. The only good thing about it, Betty, is that look who's...
Exactly.
If
I recall, that was mine, and I have the only one left. All the other trees are gone.
Mine was the cherry tree all the way in the back between, right back by the garage there.
And what would you do with it?
Well, and that had all the best cherries on it. And I used to climb up on the garage and eat cherries all day.
And spit seeds on your brothers and sisters?
On my brothers and sisters.
Probably.
Of course, when I was a child, we used to engage in this thing. We used to jump off of roofs. I don't know. I used to jump off of this roof. I used to jump off of the garage, go over to Vernal's and Thornton's over the next block on Hilton and Ravenwood. We used to jump off garage roofs there regularly. Down here in the corner at the Ohio Edison, we used to jump off the roofs there.
Notice down to the railroad tracks, Kevin riding back.
Give us a wheelie, Kev.
You can see the railroad tracks. And the little stump, what's that at the end? That they used to, you can see it way down at the end, they used to have an electric light on there. And it's now just a good thing to climb. Dad in his backyard, if you see the smoke, he's hard at work, cooking for Danny's first birthday party. Listen to the music, Corey's bike, the bocce balls.
This is it, right here. The coolest, nicest, shadiest, sunniest spot in all of Mahoning County. And the music is always great here, just the kind I like. New Orleans.
With his blats in hand.
Right.
Loves her flowers. And that's a gorgeous burning bush. Shade of red. It is huge. She said it's probably the saddest thing she'll have to leave is this huge, gorgeous azalea. The pachysandra she got from her brother Vincent from his house in Poland.
Came with the house.
And the lilacs, of course. Those are Maureen's favorite always, the lilacs.
And that's the Rose of Sharon.
This is the stub, the aforementioned cherry tree with the tire swing on it.
Did you get the Papa Day stone?
And you can't even see where the other cherry tree was because the garage has been enlarged so much.
Do you remember making this one?
Yes, I do. It says Happy Papa Day. Does it have a year?
Still here. No, it doesn't have a year.
It has little fishes on it.
It was way back there.
Yeah, it was way back there. Okay, Teresa, would you like to begin to say what you're thankful for?
I'm thankful for the whole wide world.
For what? The whole wide world.
Everything.
Okay, Dave, might as well turn it off
Me?
now.
I'm thankful for a big family with lots of personalities, and all your eccentricities can just disappear.
Oh. Okay. I'm thankful for my family and Teresa especially.
I'm thankful for 1992 being the 20th anniversary of the King family.
Yeah! My 20th birthday.
Family.
How about your hair?
Yeah, and that.
For all good fortune our family's had.
Oh, well, I'm afraid I'm going to knock it over. For a lot of
How's this?
What do you think for a life beyond my wildest dreams?
Oh, heavy.
Well, now it's you're going to knock it over. Your turn. Tell me what you're thankful for. What do you think?
Nancy. No, that's the.
Oh, a toy.
I'm thankful for everybody in our family and all the love that's there.
Okay, Betty, stop it.
Now pass the mashed potato.
I'm thankful for Grandma's improved health today.
Yay!
I do sitting back on me.
Harry said that.
I did what?
Think of another. I'll be thankful when the turkey gets here. Man, I'm just thankful for being here with everybody.
You think you're getting turkey too?
I'm thankful for Bill Clinton. What?
I'm thankful for my family, my husband and my sons, and my brothers and sisters and in-laws. And
I'm thankful for all these wonderful people here today. Did you hear me? Okay.
Do you know this child? We have to identify this child. There's a little controversy here, whether it's baby Lenore or baby Blue Eyes.
Exactly what
And in both cases, Kitty is responsible for it having no hair. Okay? We know that much. The little nappy-headed thing is due to Kitty, but which one it is, we don't know. Do you want to explain which one? I mean, you might as well do it in the best light.
I think Nancy can hold baby Blue Eyes and talk about baby.
Okay.
If this is baby Blue Eyes, she has remained hidden for 35 years. When I was about 5 years old, this is my first and only doll that I know of. She was my favorite doll. And I had baby Blue Eyes, and she was my pride and joy. And one day Kitty snuck her out of the house. And Kitty snuck her out of the house and left her outside in the rain. And the doll got ruined. And I went out to find the doll, and I saw her all out in the rain. And she used to have real long, if this is baby Blue Eyes, real long, real long curls, like banana curls, or hair came down about here. And when I got her out of the rain, like the hair disintegrated. And I was real upset. I was real sad. And I never had another doll again in my entire life. That was my
Hey,
last
what do you think
doll.
about that?
But, oh, and then
It's a lie.
It's a lie. It's not her doll.
I said it was baby Blue Eyes. That's how we started. Now, do you want me to finish the story?
Yes, finish it.
So then, my doll was hairless. If this isn't baby Blue Eyes, her hair looked like this.
So I walked in and I said, oh, that's my baby doll.
Hey,
But
come on.
anyway, my doll's hair looked like this also, and I went upstairs in that yellow room now, and got a pair of scissors, big huge pair of scissors, and cut off all my hair that I could reach to try to glue back on my doll's head to make her look right again, and of course it never happened.
Never worked. Didn't
It
grow.
never worked. Now, if this is really baby Lenore, Maureen has
It is
a story
baby Lenore.
about baby Lenore.
Don't interrupt. I didn't have a story. It was just baby Lenore.
Well, how'd she lose her hair?
Oh, because Kitty, why?
Why is it always Kitty?
The common thread.
Yeah, hey, come here. Look at this. This is Kitty too, okay? Now from here to here, this zipper is to the kitty. Come here, I want to show you. In the house. Thought I was innocently getting
Candy in the closet is what he was doing.
No, I was getting my coat, and I was going to leave because these juvenile delinquents were getting on my nerves. And I went to get the coat, and she came running by and pushed this thing, and I fell back. I lost my balance, and I fell back, and I came up, and I was split open from here to here. Being the manly man that I am, I flipped it back over and said, Mom, we got to go to the hospital. 27 stitches later, I came back home.
And being 12
Kitty was laughing.
And being 12 years old, he wanted to drive himself.
Just hold it.
But tell her about that.
Yeah, but we also, every year we used to buy those little chicks that were different colors. They dye them. We'd always buy them, and I remember they were always right there for some, maybe because it was by the heater, but we used to always keep them.
That's also where Nancy used to dry her hair.
No, I used to dry my hair there.
That was my first blow dryer I ever had. When I would wait till the heater went on, it was and I dried my hair there, but it's also one of my favorite places to hang out in the whole house because it was so warm. I'd either put my head there or my feet there and just lie.
And read a book. I remember reading
curl up
against that and reading books, right against that.
One of my favorite spots, of course, was the porch. I mean, I slept on the porch many
I
times.
slept on the porch.
Matter of fact, I toured the south side many a night from that porch right there. Just hop over and just go out about the town and come back hours later.
No walls.
Ray Whalen and I. Yeah.
Wild Ray.
Yeah.
Ray, when we first moved in the house, this whole side of the house was like a jungle, just like full of bushes, and you couldn't walk through it.
Or so we thought when you were...
No, it really was. You really couldn't get through it. And I was on the end of the porch, and my glasses fell out somehow. We couldn't get down to it. So I remember somebody, they dropped me upside down to try to find my glasses. And then they cleared everything out so we could walk through.
Speaking of, Maureen, are you the one who's pushed off the bushes?
Yep, I was pushed off the banister into the bushes and got all scratched up.
By whom?
And there was a party going on in the living room, and I had to go to the back door to get first aid. I remember that.
Who pushed you off?
Go to the back, Maureen.
Who was it, Tommy?
I don't remember.
I think it was Tommy.
Yeah?
Betty, him.
Chris.
The Disco King.
Now, does this look like Tom Hanks or what? I don't remember. Chris.
And notice he's not here to defend
I have
himself.
something about the side. We used to play like hide and seek or
Yeah, like,
something on the side with that bush, and that bush right there was like the hiding point. Like
Well, if you
could
did, you
tell.
probably played with Chris.
Yeah.
Do you remember that, Chris?
I remember running a lot. I don't remember anything what we played.
But when we first moved here, though,
We were
remember
running games.
Patty came and saw the house with Mom and Dad.
I made the decision to buy it.
And he came home and told me and Nancy how we had this big hole in the bushes.
It's gonna be a
And
fort.
Nancy and I thought that it was in the
It was
ground.
a cave.
It was a cave, and our imaginations went one way, and Pat's description was completely different. So I can remember pulling up in the driveway when we very first came to this house and running in the back to see this hole in the bushes. And all it was
It's a hole in a bush, yeah. Boy, what a bad description that was.
just this little opening in the bushes. Don't you remember that, Nancy? Like a hole, you mean?
She didn't want to use that word. It's like a opening.
archway.
How about our trees? Our trees?
Well, remember the
Cherry
tree?
trees? Our fort, everyone
yeah,
had
we
a
had-
tree?
We ever had a tree, but I thought
Except for Betty.
Betty's is still out there.
had something to be said for that.
Four cherry trees, two in the front. Mine was the one on the right, is that
We had
correct?
five
Yeah.
trees.
And then there was one in the back where they cut it down for the family room, and then one farther back by Mr. Johns's
That
drive,
gave good
which-
fruit.
that went over on top of the roof. So that was the four oldest children, each had one of those. Tommy had the cigar tree, the cigar tree that was in the bushes, and, what?
And then Betty.
Well, Maureen
I
was,
thought I had the one in the middle of the
She-
yard in the
you
back.
had a chair, yeah.
Yeah, you had the dead one in the back that didn't give off any fruit.
Black.
Yeah. but it's not many. Yeah.
Not many.
And then Betty's was the fire.
Ran out of trees.
And we ran out of trees, and we didn't really. No, Betty got the fire hydrant, and right now it's the only one that's left is the fire hydrant.
Because they all died.
Maureen had a special relationship with this tree that was in this next door. She used to stick the little orange berries,
Mountain ash.
Mountain Ash, up her nose. We had to take her to the hospital for that.
Because we thought it was a crayon. We
Yeah.
thought it was like a long orange crayon, and that was the end of it. And I can remember Mom looking.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
And you've been in Columbus too long. It's crayon, like crayon. The violence, random, unprovoked act of violence was directed to Maureen.
No,
What?
Kitty was.
No, I went through the window.
Katie went through the window.
I went through the window. Which one? The one up in the back bedroom. I was completely. We were sitting, were we painting it or cleaning it or something, and we had a wrought iron bed, and I was sitting on the edge of it, kind of going back and forth, and I lost my balance and crashed through the storm window, you know, the double hung storm window, and then through the storm window that goes in with my head, and I've got scars right here, because I had to go to the hospital. Wait a minute, you did this all by yourself?
Yeah. And it was on a
head-
Friday night because I was coming back from Holy Hour. It was. They came and they told me.
I had a cut on my head that wasn't very big, but it bled a lot. And I remember all this blood in my hair and thinking that my skull had cracked open, when in reality this finger was a lot worse cut. Did you go to the
Did you
ground?
fall?
Didn't fall.
No,
You just
I stopped,
back,
yeah.
Thank God. We didn't have the family room then.
No, it was the other, it was that window. No, that. No, it was over there. Yeah, that one.
You would have fallen this way?
Yeah. Into the bushes.
Whoa.
What? You went out the
Oh,
window?
he just dropped the
I was out in the backyard and we were on the swing set. And we also had rigged up a Tarzan on the tree in the back, and we would swing from Mr. John's driveway into the yard. And I got on it at one point, and instead of staying up here, as the rope started to go, I slid all the way down and hit the ground and hit my arm and broke my right arm.
Yeah, he actually did.
Okay.
Okay, it's on. Tell the story.
Okay, when Tommy was a little boy, he was like Danny, always trying to get out of the crib. So one day, Aunt Sue was here babysitting, and we put on top of the crib, we had an extra set of springs. We put them on top of the crib and tied them down
Like a cage.
because, like a cage.
Like a cage.
And he worked at it for so long and finally flipped up and got out of the crib and fell down, and his feet became swollen and everything, and about a week later he kept telling me he was hurting, his feet were hurting.
He's 17 months old.
And so we went to the hospital, and they took x-rays, and while I was sitting there, Tommy's running up and down the hallway around, sliding on the floor, and I mean, he's just doing everything. And the doctor came out and he said, where's Tommy? And I said, oh, here he comes now. And he just came running around the corner and went sliding toward, he said, with 5 broken toes. So after that, he had the foot all in a cast. And the neighbor said he used to walk on the railing in the front of the house with he'd get up there with his cast on. He had a walking cast. And he'd walk down, and Rudy next door said, Lenore, you don't know how many times I saved him from breaking his neck because there he was walking the railing.
He'd swing the cast over the bushes.
That was before he pushed Maureen off of that same banister and into the bushes.
We think it might be him.
No, it was
But as long as we're here, you know,
About the party?
about the party, yes. We had a big party here one time when everybody went up to the lake. And I had a lot of my friends.
Who's we?
I guess I kind of did it.
the rest of the family was at the lake.
Oh, I guess I was here by myself. I guess.
Not for long.
Yeah, and I guess the party lasted all week. But we had a big party the last night here in the living room. And I don't really remember all the details, except there's something about, our next door neighbor and a gun and a fight with some of my friends, and the details of it are very hazy.
What about taking out the garbage?
But so to finish up that party, we were very meticulous, and we took all the beer cans and the trash, and I had 2 big garbage bags filled with stuff. And I had the car, and so I stuck them in the back seat of the car, and I'm driving it up to Conneaut Lake, and I'm driving away, and I'm all proud of myself because all evidence is gone. Well, Jim and Mom were concerned that I wouldn't know where this place was. Well, I knew exactly where it was, but they were real concerned, so they're up at the top of the street, going to give me directions down. And I come around Conneaut Lake, and I'm almost there, and I'm driving along, and I see them right by the Pit and Pub, and they're starting to wave, and I said, oh my God, I have the beer cans in the back. So I go driving by, I'm looking to the right. Intently. I'm driving, looking, like, where are they? And they're, I can see them. Peripheral vision, they're waving, they're going crazy. I'm like, where are they?
They took the garbage all the way to Conneaut.
Yeah, I meant to get rid of it on the way, but I drove it all up to Conneaut. I went around the bend, jumped out of the car, found the place to dump it, put it back in, and then I came in. Oh, there you are. I'm sorry, I was looking on the other side. And you know, I've been there before. There was nothing on the right side of the road. Yeah, but
There still is.
yeah.
Well, assuming this tree lives through the winter, it will have been growing since 1956 or 1958, I'm not sure which. It started as a little seed in my mother's kitchen. She sat it on the kitchen window along with another one. And there are 2 trees. This is the nicer of the 2. There are 2 trees planted at the same time, and she kept them alive for all these years. So if they're surviving in the spring and we have to move, we're probably going to have to find a place for the tree. So you can be thinking about who would like to take it on, see if you can keep it
I
alive
think you should decorate it at
for a
Christmas.
couple more years.
I think you should decorate it at Christmas and have it be your Christmas tree.
I thought about putting just a string of lights on it, or maybe just ornaments, not lights. I don't know how hot those little lights get.
Mm-hmm. Well, then we thought about having the Christmas tree out in the family room this year, and putting a few little lights on, or a little lemon tree.
Well, the Christmas tree has to go.
And the vase,
It's always
Right there.
this vase my Aunt Helen picked out as a Christmas present for my mother. My mother never really liked it, to tell you the truth. But anyhow, I kept it. It is pretty. I like it. A lot of other people like it too. But that's the story of this. This would have been from about the same time, because I don't remember seeing this on Lincoln Avenue. I only remember seeing it on Ohio Trail, where she moved in 1956.
Do you have any memories of the first time you came here?
Well, the first time I came here, this wall, of course, wasn't here. And I recall coming in the living room.
That wall.
Your grandmother was here to greet me at the door.
Their mother.
No,
No, Grandma.
Grandma.
Oh,
As I remember, you weren't quite dressed yet. So anyhow, she greeted me at the door and gave me a big hug. It was very, very friendly to me. I remember the kids sneaking down the stairs, 1 or 2 at a time. I don't remember exactly how it was. But while we were sitting here conversing about old times and new times and things, why, more or less, I think probably all 6 of the kids or all 5 of the kids ended up. I don't think Pat was here that day, that evening. But more or less, I think I remember all of you being on the steps before the evening was over. And then finally, your mother brought you in and introduced me to you.
What was
I'd
your
already-
first date? Where did you go?
Well, I'd already met your mother and Pat at the reunion. I don't know if you want to call that a date or not, but that was the first time that we had seen each other in many, many years.
And I want to tell you about that.
I was there.
Coming home.
Where?
Oh.
And you know,
That's okay.
were you filming it?
Oh,
Yeah.
Pat, right here.
Yeah, that was your 25th reunion.
right.
Well, Kate, you'd like to go to.
They were at my age, right? Like I'm going to my 25th reunion
You're
today.
40
Right.
Are you 42 now?
Truly amazing, yeah.
But you know, we went
I
after
drove
the
them there.
thing, we went up to
How old were
the,
you, 12?
Oh, you have to get that story in.
okay, we,
About
after
Harvard.
the reunion, we went up to the Golden Dawn, and there was a bunch of, a lot of his classmates there together.
Yes.
And he said, can I take you home? And I didn't have a ride home, so we came down Wick Avenue, and it was
And I was
really
going the other
cold
direction.
out, really cold out that night. And I said, oh, this car's really cold. And right in the middle of Wick Avenue, he stops the car, gets out, puts up the hood, and he's working on, now tell me, is that Jim Nagle or what?
Working on the heater.
Like always,
Working on the heater.
I've always had trouble with heaters. And I have trouble with the heater in the Ford right now, and have had for a couple of years. In fact, I don't have a heater. But in that car, you had to get out and pull the cable to open the gate. So that's what I did. The heater worked, but the gate didn't work.
Oh, Jim.
So by the time we got home, the car was warm.
Okay, Rich, I'm getting people who are not in this family. Your first reaction.
Yeah. He's kind of in the family.
I remember my
And
first
if you thought
reaction
you
to
were,
Rich. Bob, I'm gonna say something. My first reaction was Rich was how white he was.
Or how white he is on this film.
He was wearing a white sweater, I think. Well, yeah, he was wearing a white shirt with a white outfit sweater.
Well, I remember when I was home from school, and Kitty was so excited, he ran to the door, and you just couldn't wait to tell him about this new cute boy you met. He was so cute, he had red hair, he was just so cute.
Who was it?
So, Rich,
You can't answer the question.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Pat.
Well, the thing's about 2 hours long.
The night before, I drove out here because I didn't know where it was.
really?
Yeah.
To find it.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Jim Nagle.
Now, that sounds like a Rich.
That's right.
Found it.
He didn't stop me.
I was originally disappointed because prior to that I really had an impression more from her appearance than anything, that Kitty was just wealthy. Just rolling in dough.
Okay, you do have to realize,
That was from Boardman.
Asian meats live.
Kitty would spend her entire paycheck at Casual Corners.
And you also have to realize he came from East Liverpool.
So when I took that into account, this didn't look too bad.
It was flat.
It was even steeper.
And the date was February 14th, 1971. And I don't remember the arrival as clearly as Jim does, but I remember sitting at the kitchen table looking at college yearbooks of yours, Jim, that because somebody in my family went to
Oh, Ray
Oh,
Duffy.
yeah.
Duffy
went
Right.
to Hiram or
went to John Carroll.
John Carroll, okay.
That's,
And not in the same way as you, but I remember what seemed like a pretty constant stream of people, from what was the left or the family room or the right, which was the, and I didn't know where those places went. So I didn't understand where all these people were coming from or going to. And then Kitty and I went to a movie.
I don't remember. I know it was the first time I came to this house was there were a lot of people. You and Bob were here, and you had a broken leg, Betty.
He had a broken leg.
You had a broken leg. Somebody was on. Oh no, we were talking about your broken leg with crutches. You had a.
we were talking about her.
Okay.
Ankle.
And I remember I was so amazed because I had known Pat for a couple of months, and he was always so quiet. And then I came to this house, and it was nothing but noise, and I just went, wow, how did this guy come from this family?
What year was it? I mean, dated somehow.
It was 79. I don't,
It was been the fall or winter of '79.
A romantic day like Valentine's
Yeah,
Day,
but
I'm
wasn't
sure.
anything quite as significant. Okay.
I remember everybody said, I remember saying grace. I remember the the sign of the cross, and then grace, and then this chorus of languages at the end of it, and everybody just died for the food on the middle of the table.
You were last.
Was it a fish fry? Did you pay for a fish fry? No? It wasn't a holiday? I don't think so.
I don't think she's ever been last again either.
It was a holiday, and everybody was here. It was my first time seeing everybody, and all these little kids and stuff. And I remember Pat and Bren were really shy. I got the impression you guys were so shy around people you didn't know. And we were...
Good story, Jane.
No, that's not it.
Oh, yeah! Tell them about the geek with them.
Jane's story.
I was in the back room. There was a football game or something, and I was in the back room, and I was heading out of that room for some reason, and Pat and Bren together were going from the kitchen towards the back room, and we sort of met each other in that little hallway. And Pat and Bren did this. They both looked at me and they went like that, and they turned around and they ran the other way around to try and get by me in that little hall because they didn't know who I was. They didn't even want to deal with it.
You didn't think you were seeing double then?
Oh, no, I
How
knew.
about this room here? We used to play football here back when I was a kid. And then,
Like back 3 hours ago.
I kicked everybody in this room's butt, right in this room right here. You in particular. Huh?
Hall of Fame.
You have a story that's
No, I
other than
just
that?
remember winning.
Oh, I
Brings a big box with a Christmas present. Betty does that, you know, throws everyone out. And you know, there's this quiet in here, and then about 10 minutes later, Betty comes out, Kitty and I are in the kitchen, and she has a box of ice skates.
Well, no, but the look on her face.
Oh God, I can't describe it. It was like, you
She
know,
was
what
so
in the world is this?
crestfallen.
It was unbelievable. It was a scream.
Betty, what did you get him for?
Jewelry.
Socket wrench?
don't remember.
I don't think the relationship went much beyond
Beyond that Christmas.
But it wasn't long after that we moved. Maybe it was like the next fall that we moved to Covington, and then he went to UC. He went to University of Cincinnati, and he was a manager on the football team. You know, the UC football team, and he got tickets one time for Kitty and I to go, and we went, you know, and sat and watched the football game at UC, thanks to Ray.
So he wasn't all bad.
And the ice skates ended up at our house. I mean, didn't you have?
We kind of share the ice skates to this day, don't we? 'Cause
They're down, yeah, they're still around.
We wear the same size, so I think they're somewhere between the two of
And
us.
I can imagine he was so pumped about the ice skates.
How about the football?
Well, wait. Taking ice skating winter quarter. So he was giving to them. Yeah, for high school graduation, he gave me a blanket, a wool blanket for football games at Ohio State, which we're kind of on the same par with the ice skates. You
And
know,
the garden shears.
very
Don't
nice
put the garden
outfit,
shears.
very nice, but you know, kind of not something you want to put in your memory book.
And we're doing that right now.
Do you have any story?
Notice my sister with the feathered look.
Hold on. Let me get a close-up of that.
Notice the scar below her lip.
Now we'll have to do some editing to get Bridget in this. So
Yes.
Where is Bridget right now?
Bridget is in Ireland. She just made Thanksgiving for about 15 of her friends. We sent her a bag. She got this big turkey and.
You sent her a turkey?
No, I think they got a turkey. They got a turkey and they made the stuffing and the potatoes and all that stuff. It was a big hit. And Richard had about 4 pieces of pie along with dinner. So he's enjoying it.
Call today, me.
Yeah, we called her today.
Oh.
So anyway, Bridget, we were probably about 8, 10, something like that.
Yeah, I'd be 7.
8 and 10. He'd be 7.
Sometimes
We
8.
were playing.
Sometimes 8.
Sometimes 8. We were playing Ghost in the Graveyard one night. Ghost in the Graveyard, I think. Because it was dark and it was outside and we were playing and all I remember seeing this flash of white light and Bridget screaming. You know how you kind of hit yourself sometimes. Bridget ran into Chris and put her front teeth further forward. And I remember Dad comes running in with the towel around him and his whole face, like, with shaving cream. He's still get the razor.
And I wanted to slit his wrist. Didn't I?
And he was hysterical because he thought it was his fault. Actually, we tried not to tell him it wasn't, and she put it through her tongue. Yeah. That's it. She didn't put it through her. She put it through her tongue, and she thought she'd have to have stitches. It was very traumatic. But
A case of Pepsi, 8 bottles of Pepsi. And I figured if I didn't take my 2 bottles and hide them, Tommy would drink them all within the first day. So I was taking 2 bottles up with me. I mean, 2 out of 8, I wasn't even taking my fair share. I was being generous.
But you were hoarding.
But I was hoarding. Kind of like the Oreos. That's Nancy's story. I was taking the Pepsi upstairs to put in my room, and I dropped one on the steps. It dropped on the ground, broke, shattered into it, and the bottom of it jumped up and hit me in the chin, and I got like 3 stitches down my chin.
That'll teach you.
From the Pepsi.
How'd you get to the hospital if no one was here?
Well, probably drank the Pepsi and then took it.
but it was Tommy's fault.
Who drank?
No, I said Tommy. No.
Tommy was.
We were all, it was just the 3 of us here, so we must have been.
So you wanted to know better?
Yeah, we could have been, I don't know, 20, 16, I don't know how old we were, but we were left alone.
Betty, whose fault was it?
Tommy. For knowing that he would drink that Pepsi, I didn't go hide it.
Besides, he isn't here.
Besides that, right, Tommy
He's
was
not
here
here
to defend himself. So, everything.
Speaking of stories about this house,
Well, what else have we got?
well,
That's a new topic.
But don't wait
that's a
for
little continuity. Try to keep this moving. These are all, when I was my freshman year at Notre Dame, I came home for the Easter holidays, and 2 of my friends came, and they were football players at Notre Dame, and they were going on the way. One was going to Pittsburgh, and one was going to Philadelphia. And I guess they were going to, we hitchhiked here, and then they were going to continue on the way. So they stayed here that night. And we were a little nervous because they had riots here in Youngstown, and the race riots, and they weren't too far away from here, and we'd seen the National Guard and everything else when we got here. So we came, and they slept in the family room, and I was upstairs in the back room. And Danny Welsh, who knew that I was coming home, so he came to the house, and he snuck around the back, and he pounded on the window to get me to get up and go out, after everybody was asleep. I mean, and these guys were huge guys. One in particular was a center and a bodybuilder, and probably 245, and he comes. They flew up the back stairs. They just knew that the riots had spread to Judson Avenue, and they were scared, and they woke up everybody in the house, and I couldn't go out with Danny because everybody knew that he was there. So.
3 East Judson.
The madhouse. First time I came in,
I was scared.
yeah, it was, that was Christmas of 78,
79, I don't know.
78 or 79.
Yeah. We met in fall of
That's
70.
close enough.
It was 78,
78, yeah.
and I probably came up because my parents always went to Florida over Christmas, so I really didn't have any place to hang out for Christmas.
Even though we only dated a month and a half.
Yeah, I came up here.
Did you see Jane?
Did you have a broken leg?
No, that was the next
So then it
summer.
So then it would have been.
That was
yeah.
the next summer.
Did you have long hair like it did?
Yeah, had long hair. She's there. I don't, let's see, the other things I really remember about it is, no, it was really hectic, and going to the Christmas party, trying to figure out names, and being introduced to everybody was just,
Overwhelming?
yes.
How about your first Jeopardy game?
Oh, God. It's like Killer Jeopardy. Play
I
for
remember
your
my
life.
first, just what was one's recollection about the Jeopardy games. One of the earliest consistent recollections I have,
Relentless.
relentless, consistent, is that Betty would be delegated or agree or take her turn reading. And
I would be told to read because I wasn't allowed to answer.
Okay.
Right.
She would be
That's
told
right.
to read because she wasn't allowed to answer, and after 3 to 5 minutes of reading, she would be driven into
fit of tears and crying and complete collapse out of the room because of the because of the intensity of everyone else there.
So you have to
Because
realize.
she wouldn't ask the question properly.
This is point counterpoint. Okay?
Yeah, in common, let's say I'm 15, he's 24. You know,
you were younger than
well, I'm 10, he's 19, you know? He's a junior at Notre Dame, and I'm in 5th grade. And it's like, why don't you know that answer, Betty? I distinctly remember knowing the answer to Tallahassee was some question one time, and that was the answer, and I was so proud of myself.
That was the question.
Well,
Yeah.
because with now some capital with a bunch of doubles in them, like double L's or something like that, and I knew the answer. But it was
1 in 5 years.
yeah.
Now,
But
come
see,
on.
the point was is that I was a mere child going against grown people with children of their own, and if I didn't
Betty,
know the
wait
answer,
a minute.
Be in it
But
every
this-
time.
Betty wanted to be in it every time.
Couldn't leave her
Furthermore,
out.
Pat may have been the oldest, but he wasn't the only one that turned up the intensity
they were
and
all
the relentless
obnoxious.
pursuit or reaction to Betty's reading. So I'm not defending Pat in any way, but he was not the only one, would be an accurate view of the early Jeopardy game.
But it was just kind of like the children were all the same age, treated all as one, and they were not. I was a mere child.
The youngest was
What I
always
don't
in
remember,
jeopardy.
I remember about Jeopardy games, it's the only place I know where it becomes a contact sport.
Speaking of, has anybody ever Jeopardy game?
I remember Grandma McLaughlin reading questions once for Jeopardy, and we were getting pissed because she was reading way
Getting
too
what?
slow.
This just became an R-rated video, Betty.
Because she was reading way too
Betty, you
slow.
ignorant slut.
And I remember Tommy saying, "Wake up, Grandma."
Those are the first of the games, and then we did Facts and Five.
Well, how many years did we do Jeopardy? We got it. We got a new one every Christmas. We had 20 some, didn't we?
No.
How many editions were there?
Well, we had a lot. I don't think we had.
You had 7 or 8, I know you did.
Oh, how many over the years?
Does anybody have one?
Danny. I do.
There's one up
There's
there
one in
somewhere.
the attic. Okay, let's set it up.
So we used to play Facts and Five for a long time.
And let's have Betty read.
This is the
Yeah,
game
we've
room.
got the documentary proof. You try and read.
Okay, and also played charades too.
Oh, yeah, Bob,
This
look
was
at the
before
bag.
they were
Bob.
categories.
For this- okay,
Hey, Bob, take that out.
Oh, I'll first.
How to host a murder.
You're upstairs to bed.
Pictionary.
What Meg's good. Anybody ever?
How to host a murder. Nobody wanted to play with that.
When I was over at this house,
The party girl herself.
and I was all dressed up and
No, you
everything,
mean
and-
everyone else goes dressed up. Did anyone mention the
and then
rehearsals
we
of
ended up
Funny at
going
Night?
over.
Vanna Kerrigan.
Put your shoe
And nobody has a heart to tell me.
Rehearsals for the holidays.
I distinctly remember Bridget saying, we argued over who had to tell you. No, you tell it. No, you tell it.
We were thinking of your feelings, Meg. We didn't have to write your feelings.
Uncle George's funeral.
That's
We
right.
had to go back and
Lighten up a little bit. Let's go back and talk about me. Oh, you women.
Oh, that's right. And Uncle George. Angel.
Yeah.
Baby alert.
We had 4 kids. I was expecting my 5th. And then while we lived here, we had Betty. And so we had 6 kids. And we used to say when things would get tough around supper time, I'd tell the kids, isn't it time for you to get a bath? And I'd put them in the bathtub. And they were always safe there because I was right here in the kitchen. So I had, the water was always in the bathtub. I always had a couple kids in there. And if they had popsicles or suckers, that was where they got them, in the bathtub.
This bathroom has been every color in the world. I have red towels when it was red.
Yeah, it was red, white, and blue. It was yellow and blue, and now it's sort of pinkish blue. It was really an asset to the house. I think people coming to buy the house, they loved the little bathroom. I'm going to, Our house ended right here, and we had a big window there, and it really was a great window because the sun came in here really brightly. And when Tommy was a little boy, he used to love to sit and look out the window, and he said that that he was talking to the goobies. And we used to say, well, now Tommy, what are the goobies? He said, those are those little twinkly things that live in the bushes out there. And he was probably 3 or 4 years old at that time. He really felt badly actually when he made this because he loved to sit and look out this window.
When was this put on?
In 66. We were married in 65, and I think it was in 66. Okay, then we decided to, our refrigerator was out in the other room. We decided we wanted it moved out into the hallway, which really made it nice. Then this room, we added, we had that picture of you and Tommy, Betty, when they were, remember that picture?
Mhm.
You were standing when they were building this place.
In our school uniforms.
Right, and so Pat was going to sleep in this room, and he wanted a door on the back of the house. We figured he wanted to escape whenever he could, but he outvoted him. He didn't get his little door.
Escape hatch.
Yeah, he didn't get his door here. What else do you want me to tell you about it? It's just been a fantastic room. This is a couch bed, and my goodness, when Betty and Bob and the kids, they always sleep here. And this desk was Jim's mother's, and this goes back to where, Jim?
What, the desk?
Uh-huh.
Well, we had it, I remember having it on Churchill Road, I believe.
So he was just, this has got to
Which would
be
make it about 1931,
Yeah.
32.
My goodness, how old that is, yeah. Jim, that was the only thing he wanted from his mom's house, and so she gave it to him. And
I remember getting the globe as a Christmas present one year, and you had it wrapped up and addressed to all the children, and nobody could figure
Nobody
out
could
what
guess,
it was.
right.
We were shaking
Nobody
it
guessed
for
what it was.
weeks and could not figure out what the heck it was.
this little lamp, there were 2 of these, and these little lamps were at my mother's house and on 1823 Kensington Avenue. And after my dad died in 1939, my mom got a new dining room suit, and the break front in the dining room was part of that suit in 1939.
Turn that light on.
But she also
More light might help.
had 2 lamps on, you know, the buffet that the kitty has? I mean, the
Yeah.
credenza. She had these 2 lamps on that credenza, and we just thought we were really something, because that was, it was so beautiful. This little thing in back of us is something the kids always play with. It's
The
just
grandchildren's
the
favorite.
grandkids, they just love it. They come every time someone stands on the desk and they play with that little shadow box.
This chair is one of the chairs out of my father's office. There's another one over there. Originally, we had 6 of them, and we've distributed 4 of them in different children's homes. I don't remember who all got one. This lamp was one that my father bought my mother. It was part of a set. There's another one upstairs just like it. It's 24 karat gold embossed, and was supposedly smuggled out of Europe just before the war, 1939. That's all I know about it. This old tray over here hanging on the wall was one my mother got as a wedding present, and originally there was a different picture in there. She found this Audubon picture of wild turkeys, grouse, wild grouse, and put the wild grouse picture in there, and fixed it up pretty much the way it is now, but over the years it sort of fell apart. This is a ceramic type of rim here. Some of it got chipped out. I went back and repaired it, and I actually cut out a piece of wing from a magazine, a sporting magazine, to cover up a hole down here in the picture. Nobody, I don't think, can tell the difference, but I put that in, and on the back of it I've written what I did and when I did it. So whoever gets it, why, that's sort of an heirloom too. That goes way, way back.
And this next one, of course, is my brother Vincent collected birds. I mean, he studied birds and butterflies, and those are 3 butterflies that he mounted. And
then, in conclusion, this has always been one of my favorites, one of Jane's works of art, with Kerrigan's Pub and Dr. Nagel and Town Hall and Windland Feed and King's Flowers.
Hey, where are you guys going to, Corey?
Oh, let me tell you something about Dilts.
Just wait. Let me get these guys going to Dilts.
I thought Betty wanted it today.
Okay.
But I want to say something about Dilts. So I want to say something.
What do you want? Hold on, wait. Hold on, Nancy.
Ready?
What do you want, Chris? What are you going to say about Dilts?
Oh, I'm going to tell you about Dilts. There's 3 originals when it comes to Dilts.
Who?
Bridget, Meg, and I. And they Papa. Papa's kind of like the adult. But these kids are just like followers. And they can go, everybody else can go. But when it comes to Dilts, no one does it like Bridget and Meg and I. So they can go on Dilts like anybody else, but it just doesn't work like Bridget, Meg, and I. We had about a quarter, and we got so much candy.
Here's Nancy.
And real
And this is Kit. K-I-T. That's short for Kitty.
And that's Corey.
Okay. Late arrival to Dilts. Yeah.
You do?
What color you have?
Whatever color you want.
What color have now?
That's chocolate.
Here, take up the whole camera. Oops. Oh, yeah, let's get a close-up.
Where's the candy?
Fun guy.
I love you too.
Just look at all the candy.
Yeah.
Boy, look at all the fun.
Look
Get out
at
there,
this
Michael.
phone.
Oh, no, they're like this. This in rhythm with the wind.
Is there candy over here?
Want a bag?
Dad. I don't know carrying that much.
Okay, we'll get you a bag. Here you go. Thank you.
Kitty. Guess look what I'm getting.
What is it? What, honey?
Can I get a how much? Here, just so many left.
Of the big ones, you can probably get 2.
But how much money do I have left? Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Want a drink? Are you scared of germs too?
No, what is it?
The old keg.
Root beer?
Old keg beer.
Okay. Root beer. Okay.
It's just beer.
They're all up there, let her come.
Hey, Nance. Look at this.
What is it?
It says old keg, just beer.
How much it is?
It's coming off the root.
Lovely.
Lovely.
Hold on.
There you go.
Get
Man,
this.
why don't you get me?
What are you doing?
Well, keep your money.
Nancy, I got some for 45 cents.
There's a bit.
I got 55 cents worth of the sour things.
Uh-uh.
What you do is you give them the people.
Nancy, since I already bought everything for $1, can I
No.
put something back and get something else?
No.
pharmacy, and they're uncharacteristically coming out the front door. Usually we use the back door. All these waving people. Oh, wave, hi, hi.
We never go out the front door. What's this? Which
Now
way
we're
do we
gonna go home. They're totally lost because they've never come out this way before.
Corey, come on.
I've got to go. Corey's not gonna leave. Is the tower for Ohio Bell, and Kitty seems to think, which I don't recall, that Pat either climbed it or attempted to climb it. Duplex of Judson Avenue. This is Kelly McLaughlin vandalized this curb one day. There's her brother Rich, and there's Christy.
No, other way.
And we're going to look. Is anybody up on the post? There they go. There they go. There's Michael. Is Michael by himself?
Mm-hmm. He's conquered it.
And he made it.
He conquered it.
It's the thing to do when we're visiting, and especially going to Dilts.
You don't swallow it.
Michael, daredevil that he is.
How many of those did you get, Bob?
Couple.
We have Teresa on the left and Bobby on the right. Don't they look lovely? You can tell them because their mustaches are little.
Charge. Well, that's just not fun.
Wake him up.
Don't hurt him.
John, why to wake him up?
Look at this view.
Okay, that's enough.
Pat, get this picture on tape. And this is Casey, the beautiful Casey.
false hair.
as a little kid.
Danny's like, I don't care.
The steps of the attic.
Oh!
Just hit my head on the ceiling.
Welcome to the wild one for Adam. It's fun.
Chris and I
Meg,
Live. Alright. Is that why we can't Chris and
And back here is the scariest place on earth. And back there, it drops off into hell. But you can't really tell because this is probably a bad film.
Dad, I can go through there. I can crawl. I can.
No, I don't want to take this through here. And it is the scariest place on earth.
Meg, I can
Move
go
that
through this
picture.
all the way to have mom wants the thing back there. Meg,
oh yeah, and an interesting story
Meg, let me
is
go there.
that Kitty, my mother, claims to have lost a Mickey Mouse bank in that,
With the dollar in it.
yeah, with like $3 in it, back there. And she likes,
Cut the cheese.
and she still believes that it's back there.
He's got all kinds of.
And over here,
We have.
against this, oh yeah, and right here, against this, that you probably seriously can't see at all, is a big note that she wrote.
Kevin. No.
And she will now read it to you.
Get out of here.
I gotta get closer.
Alrighty.
Hey, let's go.
Kevin, turn on that light over there.
Have
Meg.
you talked about my
Yeah, I did that.
bank?
And she like still looks for it for this day. It's like the most
It
pathetic
says,
thing.
I, Kitty,
This is Kitty.
have lost a bank containing over $1. I think. Please return. Please return. That's all I can tell.
And she claims that Uncle Pat stole it.
No, I don't think Uncle Pat stole it.
We built this room because we quickly ran out of space downstairs. We had a lot of kids in a short amount of room. So Daddy and some of his friends
From
built-
St. Dom's.
from St. Dom's built this place. And while they were building it, it's Mr. Costello and Mr. Vernal. We used to play with their kids. And Mr. Vernal, I remember one time, I was coming up the stairs, and he came running down and kind of laughed and was joking with me. And here he'd cut off his finger with a saw, and it actually was cut off. They couldn't save it or anything like that, and they took him to the hospital. But I passed him on the stairs. Yeah. And he lost his, I forget it was the finger or thumb from doing this. Then he came back the next day and
See any blood?
continued working on this.
Wow.
And when we
So
first,
if you find a little something around here on the
A little
floor and you
souvenir.
can't identify it, it might be Mr. Vernal's finger.
Like that? Like that thing?
so when we first moved up here, it was Kitty, me, and Reedy,
Like
because
this
Betty
thing?
was too young. So this is the girls' room up here. And we used to come up and
Yeah.
our favorite thing was like, we used to like read late at night. And when we would read late at night, Mom or Dad used to come up to the stairs, and then, you know, we'd be up here whispering and talking, and they could see the light. All of a sudden, you hear all this on the stairs, and that was them, like, and we got real scared, and everybody screamed and jumped under the covers.
I remember when I lived up here, Mom would sit on the bottom of the steps and just sit there for hours until we got to be quiet. That was her way of punishing us.
Yeah. And I don't know if you can see the way this place is built when they
Over here, Pat.
They built it so that the dressers are built into the wall to save us space. So each of us, when Betty came, I don't know if you were up here at the same time I was, we each got a dresser. And
A set of 4 drawers.
Casey, do you remember, Pat, the story that Tommy told you about him scaring me up here?
Yeah, he went downstairs and he got a broom, and then he got a broom and he went into his room, which was right underneath, and hit it up on the ceiling, and so it would scare her.
What about the thought
Singing in the rain. Do you remember that one,
Oh,
Dave?
and then she was singing, and my
Oh yeah. Just,
dad came up.
very
and
jerky, Pat.
He snuck
Very
up,
jerky.
and he snuck up and scared her, and she started crying. I ran down and told her mom and everything.
and he said that Betty was normal before the.
Yeah, well, he snuck up, and Betty heard him and heard him on the stairs, say, "Who's that? Who's that? Who's that?" And he just was perfectly quiet and waited about 10 minutes and snuck up a little bit more. And she, "Who's that? Who's that? Who's that?" And he's like,
I probably said Tommy.
Yeah. And then he did it. And about every 10 minutes he got, maybe 5 feet closer. And finally he was right next to her bed. And then what did he do?
He popped out and screamed.
And
It's one of those
screamed her, and
memories
Betty
that you block
cried.
out of your mind.
Kind of like the things Pat used to do to me. When we were little, we saw Peter Pan on TV, and we got glitter. We had some glitter downstairs, and we got glitter and we sprinkled it over your dad. And we told him he could fly then. We told him it was fairy dust. So we didn't see him for a while, and we went looking for him. He was up here at a window, ready to fly out the window. But luckily we caught him. So fairy dust, it isn't really fairy dust, okay? For any of you little kids.
One of the other stories we were talking about was how we used to, one thing we used to always do was just run down these stairs really hard. And I think that was one thing that Mom always complained about, that we were so hard on these steps. We would never walk. We'd always run real hard. Well, I learned my lesson one year when I was running down the stairs here. And what I would do is I'd run hard down the stairs and then jump the last 3 or 4 steps with a bang and then hit the next set of steps and go flying down. And I probably jumped off to each landing. And so one time what I was doing is I came down the stairs and jumped probably a step too high, and instead of clearing the doorway, I smacked my head on the top of the doorway, fell, and just about knocked myself out and was laying in a crumpled heap on the landing.
But you were
with
pretty...
the wind totally knocked out of me. I mean, I really was in a fog. Patrick, the mirror's falling. In the meantime, I hear Nancy and one of our neighbors, Betty Ann Billock, coming up the stairs, and I couldn't even talk. The wind was so knocked out of me. And I was just laying there on the landing, halfway between the landing and the back bedroom, on the ground, mind you. Nancy and Betty Ann came and stepped over me and came on up to the attic, totally ignoring me. Just didn't think, I suppose they thought I was play acting or something. And
I didn't really notice you until I got upstairs and I started to think about it.
And then Nancy started to think about it and kind of poked her head down and probably asked me if I was okay, and then realized I was as white as a ghost and, probably this big mark on my forehead.
Yeah, I think I might have gone by you a couple times before I realized it. Why is she laying there?
Yes.
Oh well.
What year was this room no longer a living space?
It was no longer a bedroom?
Yeah.
Well, it's still a bedroom. You still have people sleeping up here.
Did you guys sleep on
I'm not sure. No, there were beds.
This was dorm style when we lived here. And one thing, probably a memory of Renee and Nancy's, because the three of us were here, was how I always would redo the beds and the furniture and stuff up here. But it wouldn't be in the middle of the afternoon. It was usually after we were all ready to go to bed, I would get this brainstorm how I wanted to rearrange the bedroom. And so we would, always, and cleaning it. Wasn't I always cleaning it, Renee?
Kitty, how many times have you redone your kitchen? And how many times a year do you decorate your bathroom?
Yes, and I rearranged furniture a lot. But that was where it all started, was up here, when I used to always rearrange the
Okay,
furniture.
this is the history of the first generation. The second generation has used this more as a clubhouse, a play place. And there's tons of stories to share with them.
We used to, Chris and I and Bridget used to play hide and seek and lots of spooky things, and we used to crawl back behind here. And
Which
get
dropped
really
off
scared
into hell.
Which dropped off into oblivion. I used to be really scared of that furnace because it made noises.
Yeah, and you'd peek around the corner and see the light and think it was like the scariest thing ever. And this room used to be like really big. No, it's not very big.
Yeah, when it was little, Chris and I came up here. I think it was the time at the reunion a couple months ago, and Chris was up here, and I walked up and I went, oh my gosh,
I know.
because I hadn't been up here in years, and we both said, Chris and I both said at the same time, wasn't this huge? I mean, it was just,
But
it's so small.
Chris wasn't 6'6" when he was up
Right,
here.
but still, we walked up here and both thought at the same time, this is really very small. We used to think it was huge.
Remember playing games up here,
I
Captain?
remember playing like hide and go seek with Casey and Michael and other games. I don't remember what they were, but we used to run around here and Grandma would always come up and tell us to be quiet and just keep going.
That never.
Playing.
So you disobeyed?
Yes. Blatantly
Blatantly.
disobeying. That was what I remember most, is just blatantly disobeying Grandma up here. Jumping on these beds.
This would be the place that you could do it though, right?
I remember when we were up here one time and like everybody was up here, all the kids were up here, and we were looking through the drawers for stuff, and we were just looking for trouble, and once we found this big thing of glitter, and then like someone grabbed it and like started getting everybody, then someone else grabbed it, and then it ended up to be like everybody's wrestling for it, and it was all over everybody, and it was crazy. And then Grandma came up and we're like, with all this glitter all over us and everything.
Okay, so that was like 15 years ago.
I remember last year, Pat, Brand, Casey, and I, we were looking through the drawers and we found an alarm clock, and we tied some string to it.
And we hooked up an alarm to
we hooked up to alarm to the door. When anybody opened the door, the alarm went off, and we told my dad to come up in the attic in 5 minutes. Everybody was hiding in there, and then he opened it up, and everybody just screamed.
Yeah, I remember like taking this and putting sleeping bags in there and like pretending we were sleeping back there, but it was really like everyone was scared to death.
I remember, Chris, nothing really specific about the attic except the furnace. But I always wondered what those drawers, who put those flowers on those drawers? I mean, it was just, I didn't know, I
We
kind
were
of
into
wondered.
red, white, and blue theme there for a
Yeah,
while.
I think that was when Betty and Maureen were
Yes,
up here.
yes.
I kind of wondered, I kind of wondered,
We had like white bedspreads with red eagles on them. It was the early American.
Well, I remember, I don't really remember anything specific, but I thought those lights were really cool. I remember thinking that, and circa about 1950 probably. And Chris and I used to spend a lot of time up here just goofing around.
And Bridget
and
Chris
bonding.
and Bridget and Chris would make fun of her the whole time, pretty much.
Michael, what did you do up here? Get into trouble?
Yeah, she did.
Casey is
Oh, I've always wondered what Happy Hank is. Happy
Oh,
Hank is on the wall.
remember when we used to come up here and like everybody would get so tall, and when I just was first able to like touch the ceiling, like when I was jumping, and I'd always jump and try to get my head to bang against the squares so they like go in because I thought that was the best.
Is that why it's all sagging right
Yeah,
there?
and I also remember when Papa would tell us to sleep up here on Christmas Eve because the reindeers would be, he said he'd heard the reindeers, and we never got to go, but I always wanted to do that to hear the reindeers.
I thought you said you saw him up here, Jason.
No, I saw it at my own.
Corey, did you ever play up here, Corey?
They just flipped it down.
I remember sitting where Reenie's sitting right now.
Go ahead.
I remember sitting where Reenie is sitting right now,
heavens.
reading, and just
We're over here just making fun of
it
you.
it was a quiet spot, but I was always afraid that I was gonna fall out the window.
Yeah.
I was really scared.
Did you have that?
And a couple times, I mean, I'd lose my balance.
You did
and-
fall out.
No, also, when it was hot in the summertime, we always would get out of our beds and arrange blankets real close to those windows. There would be screens in them, but we'd sleep as close as we could to the window for some sort of air because this attic really did get hot.
Do you remember looking at the Ohio Bell light?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right at that window, I'll show on the way out, it's a light from Ohio Bell, and it would be like my night light at night. Yeah. Oh, and there's that light, and there's, of course, the Ohio Bell Tower. And we've all made up stories about the tower, about diving off the tower and going into a swimming pool. And there's the Ohio Bell, which was a great parking lot where we used to go and play on and have club over there also.
The patron saint of the...
This is the entrance to the attic, but this is where I spent a lot of, this is Meg, by the way, this is where I spent a lot of my childhood just reading all the books that were up here. There aren't any books left, but...
Right here, Meg.
Right
when we were
where?
young, there was holy water right here.
Oh, I remember that!
You go up and do a little holy water. In fact,
I
the nail is
remember
still
that.
there from
Let's
the
go look
where
at
the
the
little
nail.
the little or the hole where the little holy water was.
How would you remember?
No, I do remember that.
Holy water right there.
I think
That's
Meg,
holy water right there.
follow it straight into the room.
Okay, what are we looking
Well,
at here?
this room, like if you got a room by yourself, a single room, this was it. And I remember when Tommy was a baby, this is where the crib was when he fell out, when he was a caged animal. It was right in this place. And then that's where he fell off and broke his toe. And it belonged, I forget where it went in between.
And that's the window.
No, this is the window. Kitty went out and cut her, when she said she cut her finger, and they cut her head and everything. She started to go out this window. Out this window, when they built the family room, we used to go out and the roof is a real low slope, so we used to use it as to sunbathe out on top of that roof out there. But I got it around when Daddy was sick. It became my room for a while, and I remember when he was sick, and some Uncle Don and some of the guys that were some of our friends that were helping them went out to buy paint to paint the room for me one day, and I told them I wanted pink, and they came back with purple, with lavender, and I don't know why they came back with lavender, but they did. And there was linoleum on the floor, and I started to paint some of the squares, the lavender too, to match the walls. But the lavender room was nice, and I got a bedspread and everything like that to match. But this room, at one time, before we moved into this house, it was an apartment. And this room was had been changed into a kitchen, and that's why there's this pipe still here in the corner, because that's where the sink was. You can see the kind of the mark on the wall where the sinks were. So this room, when it was, right before we moved in, it was like a duplex. It had been made into a duplex. I think the big room in the front, where Mom and Jim's room, I think that was the living room. And the upstairs wasn't redone. They just had this room, one bedroom, and the living room is all they really had.
I remember Nancy and I remember Tommy specifically because Tommy put a bandana on his head and he kind of reminded me of Aunt Jemima. And they wallpapered this room. What's so unique about this room is the ceiling. It was really a creative project when it was done 20 years ago. Or so, but the colors are so bright and fancy, and Mom's always loved this room. It's always one of her favorite, and she refuses to change it, even though it's been forever. The bathtub is an old-fashioned tub. It's almost claw-legged, but not. But it's freestanding. It's a real antique of a bathtub.
And that's one thing, Mom used to love to paint wallpaper, so I think Kitty does it, I do it. It's just kind of a fun thing we like to do. Sort of Kitty does it more of the hobby. But in this front room, this is a room where, as girls, there was a double bed and a single bed in here. And this is where Renee, Kitty, and I used to sleep at the beginning. And that far wall we wallpapered. I think Mom just painted over the wallpaper. I don't think she ever took it down.
No, I think she said if you took down the wallpaper, it'd probably make the walls fall apart.
Well,
because the plaster was so old.
But when we painted this room, it was yellow walls and yellow and orange wallpaper, and we made it sort of a neighborhood project. Nancy Billock, Betty Billock, Debbie Vreniak, Nancy and I came in and painted it. And what I remember from that, we had paint clothes on, but I guess they were clothes that maybe we could have worn again. But when we were painting, we looked on the paint can and it said washable, meaning the paint if you got it on your hands or something. So we thought, oh, we can put this on our clothes and it'll be washable. And do you remember that, Nancy? Yeah. And we got the rollers and we painted all ourselves over our clothes and all of these paintbrushes all over our clothes. And then we were sorely disappointed when we washed them and all the paint stayed because we didn't understand what it meant by washable. But also, this room was the room when Daddy was sick. He was in this room. In fact, this is the room where Daddy died. After he died, Nancy, all of us were at school one day, and the uncles, again, I think Uncle George Welsh was one of them, came and completely repainted this room. And Nancy and I came home from school one day, and there were 2 single beds in here with new bedspreads. The walls were painted, and it was turned into a room for us as a surprise. We had no idea. So that was the beginning, I think, of Nancy and me being in a room together.
I have a memory about this. Hi.
Oh, there we go. There's Meg in the mirror.
I have a memory of this lamp right here. I remember coming in as a little kid and seeing Papa and Grandma in bed, reading. I think Grandma was reading, and that lamp was in the middle of the bed, and I just remember this bed being very neat. I really liked it a lot.
I don't know who it belonged to originally, but I know Mom and Jim were in here when they first got married. And when the girls had that bedroom, and then later they switched. And when they switched, I think at that point I was here by myself, and I got this room. And this was really a big project for me. I was my junior year in high school, and I really was so excited because I had my first room. And there was old linoleum, there was old carpet and old linoleum. I ripped them both up, got a sander, sanded down this whole floor with an electric sander, got on my hands and knees and re-varnished it. And now Mom has put a carpet down on top of it. The floors underneath it is just gorgeous. And I painted it all. I remember I got my friend Bridget Murphy talking about a project to come over and help me. And her mother gave me grief for years saying, she's never painted anything in our house. What you do going over there painting yours? And we painted this real pretty ivory. And everything in it was green and ivory and brown, and had lots of plants in it. It was very pretty. And then Mom made the yellow room. Shortly after I left, she became yellow, and she bought the crib when Teresa was born. And I still kind of feel like this is my bedroom because I always stay up here. We've had this crib now for 6.5 years, however old Teresa is, and I always seem to have a baby to put in it. And I always stay in here. Right now, Danny and I stay in here, and Danny wakes me up at 7 o'clock in the morning. He looks over and sees his mommy in the same room with him, and he thinks that's the real thrill. And Corey was sleeping on the floor, so this still kind of is my room, and always will be.
Boys, playing football. Okay, let's see. Oh, and Michael goes off and he scores! There is the fire hydrant. Betty's tree.
Mommy's
It's the only one still standing. And that's the view from Betty's room.
One time there was like dishes and silverware and stuff right here. And I was out in the back room watching television.
Yeah.
And Betty and I must have had some kind of a fight or something because she was like really ratting off at me
Something different?
for no reason at all. And I'm out there watching TV and I come walking out. And as I walk out and turn the corner to go to the bathroom, Betty's standing right here. And a fork drops off. She's just standing here and a fork drops off for no reason and lands on her toe.
I don't remember
And
this
she
at all.
went nuts at me. I'm just like going to the bathroom. And she goes, Tommy! And she picks up something, starts chasing me, and starts beating me like I threw a fork at her or something. I'm just like,
No
leave me
reason this
alone.
fork jumps off the counter.
You know,
No,
Tommy,
it slid off. Kitty, it slid off. Seriously, I watched it slide off.
Tommy, the
And
theme
here,
last
watch out.
night was Pat picking on Kitty and Nancy, so we're kind of like continuing this theme.
Well,
Yeah.
no.
No, I'm
Did you
kidding.
pick on Betty?
That was the only time. That was totally out of my control.
Oh, when you sneaked up on her Christmas.
What? How did she had that one coming? Why don't you tell that story? Tell the kid. Remember?
I remember.
Okay, good.
You weren't supposed to open your presents until everybody in the family was up. And Betty came down and no one was up but her. So she came down really quiet and saw the presents under the tree and like looked at, or she didn't open, but she like took hers, like shook it and everything. And my dad thought he heard someone down here, so he came down to see if someone was down here. And came down, and Betty was like shaking her presents, and
She was walking around and like she was like a little mouse.
and my dad popped up and scared her, and she started crying.
I don't think I cried, did I?
Cried like a baby.
Now, my favorite memories of this kitchen is Tommy walking from the shower to the back room with nothing around him but a tiny towel. Thinking there's nothing wrong with walking through the kitchen with a towel around him.
Oh, but always threatening to take it off.
Yeah.
That was the other part. He and Pat did that a lot.
The serious man there.
There's the sand. And the that was when we were, well, before microwave, and you would cook the popcorn by putting it in, getting the oil hot, putting the popcorn in and shaking it. And we did it, and something happened, and the oil caught on fire. So Chris was just a baby, and I came in the kitchen. I'm not sure that I burned it, but I was coming to the rescue with it, and got the pan and brought it over here to put it out in water. That was a real good idea.
Yeah. And I was over here doing dishes.
Oh, right.
Oh, you were not. Right. But I turned the water on, and of course, the whole thing just burst into flames.
That's
why there's no curtains there
The
anymore.
curtains were there,
I remember
they
that,
just disintegrated like that. And I was just standing there, oh my gosh. And Uncle Vincent was out in the back visiting Grandma or Mom, and he opened the door. I mean, all he did was open the door, and he saw me standing there with this pan full of fire, and he just closed the door again. He did.
He was so nice.
And he sold another policy.
No, he canceled.
Yeah.
Chris, do you remember that?
Oh, he was just a baby. He was probably as big as Danny, probably younger.
But then I came home and I saw the curtains
We're gone.
Yeah, and I said,
He said, "Oh, we washed them."
oh, what happened to the curtains? And Kitty said, oh, we decided to wash them.
Now, where's Mom's calendar?
Mom's calendar.
Okay. There used to be a calendar, and she had red up, wipe, and wash on there. Do you remember those girls?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
whose name would never be on it?
Pat and Tommy's.
The boys.
That's right.
Do, extreme close-up.
It was never on what?
I read up wash
Every
and wipe
day.
for
Every day
dishes.
we had to do dishes. One person would read up, one girl wash, and wipe, and it was Kitty.
You didn't even have enough girls to do those 3 jobs. I mean, too many girls. So why'd you need us for?
Because Betty was just young, and then when she
Betty, your name
when
probably
she
wasn't
was
ever on
old
it
enough,
either.
Yeah, you weren't on it.
we were, one person would get a week off or something like that with the guys. And that.
Yeah, you're like, the boys.
Thanks a lot, mother-in-law. My husband doesn't even know how to turn on the washing machine. Thank you. Okay, can we?
He really does. He's
Yeah,
just
he does. He
pretending,
just
Jane.
learned, yeah.
You just learned.
Yeah, he does wash. I'm just kidding.
Oh, now that we're in the kitchen, I just wanted to make a point that this is the smallest room in the house, but somehow we always end up staying in here, congregating in here, leaning on the counter.
Knocking beer bottles over.
We're sitting, we just always end up in here. It's the smallest room. So, Mom always says, let's all go out in the living room.
I think for posterity's sake, we ought to mention the reason we're all here tonight. Did we mention it's Kitty's surprise 40th birthday party?
Thank you.
America's going to have first in February, right?
So Diane, when was the first time you came to this house?
Let's see, she was born in 53.
When was the first time I came here?
That's right.
Maybe a year ago?
Last Christmas?
We here before
I
that.
don't know, but when they got out of the car, Michael went running down the driveway and said, "Here, Diane, I'm going to throw you," when he threw a football to her.
Football, and I think we hit the window and knocked it a good one.
Hey, you.
Last night we asked for memories from everyone on the first, and pretty much everyone was scared of all the numerous people who were going to be inside waiting for them.
That's a scary thing.
That's a fair assessment.
First time I came, it wasn't that way, but at Christmas time it was that way.
That would have been a
Turn it on.
scary time.
That was a scary time.
This is one of the favorite spots, stopping off spots of Kerrigan grandchildren.
They opened the ice box first, then they say, "Hi, Grandma."
And Grandma always has icing for them. She knew they were coming, so she bought it.
Also has lemon shakes in the freezer.
Mhm.
I'll go to those later.
Little Debbie.
Worst favorite parts about this house was because I was like 83 or 84, somewhere around that time, when someone bought this for Papa and he put it together. And before then, everyone took baths, and this is just the worst shower of all time. These pipes, being 6'5", I hit my head on these pipes. They're scalding hot, and it just kills. And they drip this real hot water down your back, and it just sucks. And I've never had these things used to like always spurt water up.
Oh yeah.
They were like, I didn't
These
know.
old tubs.
Yeah, what are these? I was thinking about this today. I was getting out of the shower.
I think they're drainage
Exactly.
tubs.
What do these do? I've
they're-
never seen these anywhere
Maybe
else.
they're drainage tubs.
Ever. I mean, like, what are they?
Food for
Like
this.
beef stew in there or something.
Well, let's see what's in there
Come
now.
over here, Matt.
There's nothing in there
There's
now.
always various clothes that nobody wears hanging around. Clothes. And now, I don't know if
Exhibit
they got all
A.
this stuff, but Brandon and I signed our names up here once. Now, I don't know if you got that stuff. You might have already been down here. That's my mom's store, so I'm not going to tell. But this is Brandon and I and Casey, because she felt bad. But that's A6. That's 6 years ago.
Well, how come you didn't tell me?
Because,
dork?
Meg, you're probably out or step dancing somewhere, you know what I'm saying? So we signed our name here. And if you look over here, it says Kitty and Peggy and Rita. So whatever,
Where?
right there. You can't kind of see it. But anyway, there's chalk things that have been here
Kitty.
for ages.
And
Well, you know, that's Mom's story, so.
Peggy.
She's not gonna get a chance.
Well, okay, here, I'll do it quick. Now, come here. Come here. Over there, it said Ringo Starr, and on here, P.A. My mom, like, loved the Beatles, so she wrote those
There's
up
Paul.
there. Paul McCartney.
Right.
P-A-U-L-M. In case it was another Paul.
In case anyone got confused.
So, that's what she wrote, because she liked them.
You could kill yourself in these clotheslines here.
Probably could.
Hey, Chris, did you talk about our newsletter?
Coming over here.
We were told not to go back here because there was a draft.
Could have said leave.
And I thought a draft was a dragon.
Let's go see. Let's see.
Why don't you go do something else? There's nothing else to do. So follow me around.
Where's the draft? Here,
All
draft, here.
weekend, and we're going to on tape. Pat and Brenna followed me around all weekend.
Well. Hey, here's the toilet.
Chris, I hope you get that on tape.
I just did.
Here's a toilet if
We
you were
also
in
have
really
sweet
desperate
jokes
shape and you were
in
having a good
Oh,
time
here,
playing
here.
and you didn't want to go upstairs.
Here.
Really?
And this is where we would hide out when there was a tornado watch. Kitty would make us pack food and bring games and fill the tub with water upstairs.
Why?
Because there's a tornado watch.
Why fill the tub?
In case
Wow, there's a big space
the
back
pot-
there.
I don't know, the lines broke or something.
Yeah, that's why.
So after the tornado, when we're all dirty, we can just hop in there. That'll be fun.
Bring a drink. This is Meg and I. Secret room. What?
This is the coolest room ever.
What?
This is the
Meg
coolest.
and I's hideout.
How many times do we hide out here, Chris?
Pretty much every holiday.
I decided that it'd be too difficult for me to stand here by myself and try to go through the house and say something about every room. There's just too much to say. So I decided to come up to the attic and do what I like to do best, and that's read. I have 3 poems to read. One is from The Sheltered Nest by Sean Dunn, and the poem is called The Blaskets. The second is a poem by Harry Clifton from The Desert Route. It's called Upstairs Child. And the third is a Christmas blessing in Irish. I'll read it in Irish and then I'll give you the translation. Blaskets. There's no one now to write down the story of homes reduced to husks. Who knows the folklore of a ruin or the triad of a caved-in roof? The last ones walk through Dunquin as if still on the island paths, a straight line behind each other, a list of words for the one thing. Upstairs Child. Nights when there is talking downstairs, I am to be found hovering at the edges of the adult conversations. It is mostly the working of faces in hubbub, but sentences let fall I seize upon. Later, I go away upstairs to my own room. Lights out, I have all the time in the world to compose myself, and quite self-consciously to mince and mimic late into the night. And this is a Christmas blessing in Irish. It's just called An Nolig, which means Christmas. Dia Davaha idir asal is dav gan rir. Is dia Davahasa id lanv. Id la gan hiak. Is dia Davahasa od lahas gotak na bian. Is dia Davahasa id aher id vak id yea. God's greetings to thee, untended twixt ass and ox. God's greetings to thee, child and prince serene. God's greetings to thee from heaven to the house of pain. God's greetings to thee, Father, Son, and God.
This is our street. We're at 133 East Judson. We start down there. That duplex is where Jackie Uvina lived with her brothers, Jimmy and Johnny, and their aunt lived upstairs. Next door is where the Bargers lived, and right now the Higgins live. This is where the Marianas lived most of the time that we were here. Mr. and Mrs. Node were there when we first moved in. And when we first moved in, I remember that it was, I think the Saturday after we moved in, it was Rita's wedding. And my mom made us all dress up and put dresses on because we peeked out. I think they had the reception. They took pictures at home, and we were peeking out at it. And there's the Whalen's house. Mrs. Whalen still lives there. And Ray Whalen went to school with Pat. Beth Ann Mariana went to school with Betty. And then we had the Billocks. That's where Nanny B and Betty Ann Billock lived. Nanny B was Kitty's age and Betty Ann was Pat's grade. And then the Haraniacs, we had Debbie and Mickey Haraniac. Debbie's Kitty's age, Pat, and Mickey's Pat's age. Then we had the Chops live in the house, and I might have to take a walk to get the rest of them. All right, we're back down to the Chops house again, and the next door is where the Gertz lived, Bobby and Brian Gertz. And the next door, when we were growing up, those next two houses weren't there. The first one was built on that spot, but before it was just an empty field. In fact, it was like a great big hole, and we had a skating rink during the winter. We'd fill up with water, and we could skate down there, but you had to kind of go down a little hill to get into it. The next house was actually moved from LaBelle. It had been over on the Ohio Bell property, and they must have needed more room, and they moved the house into this property. It was on a piece of land that just was part of the yard for the duplex at the end. Now, the duplex belonged to the Bucherries, and Artie Bucherry lived there. And he, somewhere in the spot where that second house is, used to have a little library. They built a little house, and we had a little lending library that we'd go down and actually borrow books from. And there we saw this, where the kids used to climb every time they came down here on their way to Diltz. They'd climb that marker. And then across the street, of course, we have our infamous tracks that we used to walk. We'd walk them to school, we'd walk the dog on them. And that's the end of Judson, at least the part that we used to play in. Back standing in front of 133 East Judson again, and there's Billy DeLorenzo's house, Tommy's good friend. And then we moved down the line, and the Diotas lived in this duplex for a while. And then the Danks lived here. They had quite a few children. And Mrs. Daly still is in the house directly across the street from us. Right there, Mrs. Ladd lived there for a long time, and she died a couple years ago. She's over 100 years old. There goes the rest of the street. Most of the time, we didn't know the people who lived in the house. The one exception was a duplex down there that at one point the Johnsons lived there, Marilyn and Karen, and they were friends of Pat and Kitty. But besides that, we really pretty much stayed with the people on our side of the street. I think there were more children living on this side. McBride's lived down there, and right now Anthony Lapp lives in one of the houses down there too. And there we are again, the end of Judson. We're in the living room, and it's decorated for Christmas. Let's see how much we can see out of this. Mom's new couch. The Rogues Gallery. Oh!
Come to chair.
Here's
Come this way.
something.
Come this way. Come this way. Behind the tree.
I go there.
I used to climb in back there. You were there today?
Yeah.
Aren't you a little big?
No. I've been back there.
Get it now for posterity.
Huh?
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
What's your favorite ornament?
My favorite ornament are all the mirrors.
You can't have all the mirrors. Let's have one favorite one.
Okay, one favorite one.
Where's the Roaring Twain?
Here it is. This mirror. It's the greatest
Show
mirror.
them Jane's skirt. The skirt she did.
Oh yeah. My mom made this skirt with all the grandchildren.
Stay in one spot and just move the camera.
There's Chris. Well, Bridget's on the other side, and then there's Meg, Chris, Pat, Brent, Kevin, and every name has
Casey,
something special on
Michael.
it. Corey and
Who's Corey? Oh, there's
Teresa,
Monica.
Corey, and And each one has a special thing, like might be ribbons, lace, bows, bells, a football, a hat, shamrock, as Corey has, anything. There's one of Grandma's favorite ornaments, the horses. There's one, and there's one.
Go close on the road sign.
Oh yes, where's the zoom? Where's zoom? Where's zoom?
Right here.
What? Hit it?
Yeah.
Right there. Has Nagels, Kerrigans, Kings, and Winlands. Everybody in our family. There's Santa Claus, reindeer, and there's Rudolph, an angel, and there's a cardinal on the other side.
Betty hit the jackpot when she got those last year. She really did. Did you show
The manger's down there. Oh.
the manger? Right.
Manger's, oh, there it is.
The kids love the manger.